Do not adjust your screens. This is real life. It is actually just happened. Ghost Gaming did it in a pretty convincing fashion, some might say. The young man himself, the 16-year-old we were talking about in Neptune, stepped up beyond belief. Wardell was doing pretty damn well himself. And we got to see Steel just not show himself as a capable in-game leader, but capable on the server as well, as they dispatched of MIBR in a way that none of us expected, let's be honest. All the odds were stacked against them, and they still made it work.
Yeah, I mean, I did say, like, it's a T-sided map before, but it's not a 12-3 T-sided map for sure. And it feels like, you know, Aloners were talking about how Ghost is such a well-prepared team, and you can definitely tell. It felt to me like a lot, like the way that Ghost was playing, it was very methodical. They would be taking over one part of the map and not even engage right after. It felt to me like they had phase 1, take over Mirage, phase 1.5, try to bait MIBR to make a proactive play and punish them for it. So many times that we see them kind of like scrape their way towards one of the bomb sites, and then before they actually even initiated anything, MIBR was trying to make a play, but they couldn't capitalize. It was always Ghost Gaming that was step ahead every single step of the way, having the number advantage. Really, really good buddy system. If Luminosity is looking for any tips, by the way, just go watch this demo from Ghost Gaming, because that was some really phenomenal trading game from Ghost.
No, I cannot disagree with that at all. Like, we expected so much more from MIBR. Okay, yes, you can slightly factor in the fact that you have been traveling, you've just come back from Istanbul. But again, I come back to this kind of scenario where you're MIBR, you do this on a regular basis. You know how this works, right? Okay, it's the first match day of Pro League. They may have been testing a few things out. We did also notice, though, that Yanko wasn't on the server, right? We didn't see the coach in there. Obviously, he could be at the team house, could be with him behind him, potentially.
Has the pad out.
But I think, yeah, well, Fallen said in an interview, right, he was like, oh, one of the things they love about Yanko is just how hard he's making them work. Well, might need to get that ruler out and slap him a little bit harder to make him work, because that is not how it should have gone.
No, but I want to stay positive and just basically, you want to look at this from a Ghost perspective, because for them, this was a phenomenal scoreline. I mean, MIBR obviously wasn't at their best, and they definitely weren't performing up to their standards, but at the same time, you want to look at the great plays from Ghost, the way that they just look so dialed in, and everything that they did was with a purpose, and that's really, really good to see, and that bodes well for them going further into the season if they can continue this trend here in the second map as well.
Well, I completely agree with that. And before we get into Mirage to see if MIBR can bounce back, let's take a look at one of our pro tips.
Hey Future Pros, it's not my rage, it's Mirage, and today we're going to be smoking Palace. This is a nifty little smoke for when you are playing the tri-box position and you want to throw a quick safe Palace smoke. If thrown correctly, you shouldn't be visible from ramp or someone peeking out of Palace. To throw the smoke, take 1 or 2 steps away from the tri-box. Aim at the top of the A slightly to the right side. Then do a quick run jump throw, and with a little luck you will have nailed this smoke without giving the T a chance to punish you.
Well, we've got Launders and Scrawny back ahead of us coming into Mirage, and one thing to note here is Ghost's past records. Their only win on Mirage of recent was the big one against Na'Vi, but they've struggled against North American teams, which leaves more to me that says that actually, okay, they are prep heavy, because he maybe focused more on prepping for the Na'Vi matchup than what he did on the others. But when you look at, for example, MIBR, they're playing against a tougher set of teams. They should, again, on paper, we look at this and think, oh, they should be able to do it. But right now, just in their form, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, so with a lot of top teams, they'll agree that it's harder to play a Premier match than it is a Pro match, because the skill is there for the Premier teams, but they're so much more unpredictable. So if you do have a good game plan, you have a better chance of winning, like versus a Pro League team where you're splitting hairs when it comes to who can hit shots, right? Anybody on a good day can. And since they have that talent already, they can go head-to-head against these good teams, because not only do they prepare, but like Steel knows how to prepare effectively, right?
On a map like Cash, you could really bait your opposition into trying to make a proactive play, and I think that Ghost did a really, really good job of doing that. So a lot of the times that happened, but on a map like Mirage, I'm not sure you can really punish a team in that manner. You need to have more to your game to be able to beat MIBR in this one.
All right. Well, it's time to get into the game. It's time to get into the pistol round. Scrawny and Launders one last time. Let's get it on.
Let's indeed. It's already actually unfolding here on the A-bomb site. Kusta's going to have to lead the charge versus what looks like a stacked up defense, but they're cleared from corners already. Kusta has no time for your gimmicks, no time for your shenanigans. It's going to force these CTs to try to come back from their spawn, where they have effectively already gotten a kill. Fallen takes the high road, goes over the boxes, tries to find a little additional damage done, but it looks like Kusta's on a tear this pistol, and Wardell's going to chime in with another. So Fallen's all that's left, and try as he might, he is gone. This is Ghost Launders with another pistol.
I mean, this is the what Natu said made sense, but this is the like maybe #1 most played map in Rank S. You know, like everybody plays this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not really sure. Mirage's meta is as close to as exhausted as it could possibly be. Map has not changed in a very long time, and people are very good at it. And it's kind of hard to get to pull the wool over one's eyes on this map at this level, for sure. Another anti-eco almost going swimmingly already, as they have a good reason to just try to entry out into B, even though there are two people here. Cold Zera from his position, right by his graffiti, but can only get one to the Deagle.
It's all right. Fur will pick one up off the CZ, and in a rapid turn of affairs, we're now even. It's a reload from Fur, but it's drawing the attention downwards, so it's very important that that kill was found then and there. Fallen honed forward with that scout. Sees nothing at the moment. He's got a minute to work around with. These T is going to figure things out eventually. I do think that... Ooh, he saw a barrel. He knows he's in that corner. Now, this would be a really good time to run out this door and fire into that side, but the problem being the smoke obscures his vision, and now Kusta... Well, Kusta's going to clear the back. Fallen's going to find a bit of timing, but no, he's figured out. They anticipate if there's anywhere he could be, it was inside that smoke indeed.
Wasn't about the save right there with the scout in hand in the 1v2 so close to the bomb plant zone, knowing it was going to be B for sure. The temptation was too great, and Ghost were able to read that easily. So that was very, very well played overall. It was a close call, ultimately, with a couple of good kills. One from Fur, looking particularly annoying, and we got five from the defense crawling through a window, busting it open with their USPs and shooting at long distances, only get capped away by Kusta.
It's a hell of a start. Yeah. Little tack. Quick
Tack.
smack, MIBR, forced back into...
The backpack.
Who's
Kusta.
carrying it?
I don't know.
I am.
I guess. All right, you are. You carry the backpack.
I'll carry your burdens, Launders.
It's MIBR who have a hike, apparently.
Yep. One that they were not able to complete in the previous map, and so this one already off to a fast start for Ghost Gaming once more. They've got the double MP5. Good for the rapid rundowns, but not good in the face of an M4A4. They're going to try to play off of this. Just go for the grenade execution. You're already down in the 4v5. You think there's a bit of timing here. The CTs wouldn't have called for a rotation because they held back that first player. But Sabrosa spotted out. They know now that there's a man behind them, and this is really awkward with the positioning of the Ts. Nobody's really nearby to trade frag. They're hoping that the A rotator can actually pull off a flank, but is there anybody left alive by the time he arrives? The answer is no. So they'll get Windows to what is up, and Kusta should be done for, but he does have that AK-47, which means he is deadly and dangerous. Although, also isolated out of the bomb site, and now dinked.
He definitely dished out the ADR, but not actually completing any kills. All these M4s that still remain on the map. So it's going to be a solid round. Kusta, is he spotted? At what point does he get vision? There it is as he tries to peel back just a bit to see what anyone's up to in the window. Fur kills him, and that's a clean round. There was a small opportunity there for Sabrosa from the bench to wrap the entire site, get a kill, get empty pillar control, and then potentially hold a rotate, but he decided to only stay there, and when he moved out, it was just a bit too late, so I feel like he had a good position. Had a good position, had a small chance there to make more from it. And then kind of behind him, his teammates up in the halls all got picked off one by one coming out.
Yeah.
So I think they really needed him to be the distraction there.
Yeah. But he was waiting for smokes to fade or for somebody to be an easy target. It's almost like it kind
Think
of
it too much a little bit.
Yeah.
Turn it off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sometimes you got to turn the brain off a bit.
just play.
Just play.
Fingers of Fury. We know Yassine Taufik has them.
Yeah, we saw how much he was flicking. That just shows you how little he's actually like thinking about where people are. He's
Yeah.
playing too reactively.
So let's see if an early pause called by Ghost now comes to a close and could set them up for a success in this round. Remember, they just moved forward the SMGs that they still had onto. Some would call it a free round. But it did come at the cost of lives. Steal. Oh, just caught jumping. A little awkward, as it was punished by the man in the bottom of mid, and an immediate 4 versus 5 situation for Ghost to try and deal with. But Kusta's looking to duel.
Does do some damage. Smoke goes far enough, or Molly just goes far enough to clear out the triple box, but there are CTs in all other positions.
Yeah, there are many defenders lying in wait, and Ghost Gaming still spread thin like butter on toast.
If you're not being generous.
You don't want the toast to get soggy.
Yeah, that's always a risk.
There's a big method to it.
Then you got to eat it fast.
If you spread it thick, it should be peanut butter.
Mmm. Not crunchy, though.
No.
Of course not.
What am I, an anarchist?
Just checking, just checking.
Let's see what happens here. It's going to just result back into what looks like the old B-Abs burst, and maybe off the smoke, Sabrosa goes first. No, he will wait for the flash before he tries to get past Tarek, but he does manage himself a little bit of a kill. Now the rest of the team comes punching forward. Tarek will hold his ground. Or will he? Neptune actually gets the best of him. We want to see a bomb plant here for Ghost if they really want to make something of it, but Wardell's going to come off of the first attempted plant. He isn't a 1v2, and he just blasted Fur in the face. Oh, boy. Oh, Nelly. 10 seconds he needs to plant, and he's got to do so here and now. He's going to be exposed to the cat peek if he's not careful, and now he's got it in. 8-2 and looking for a 9th. Molotov? And no idea as to where this man is at. He misses his shot despite having the chance. That would have been astronomical.
That would have been ridiculous. And you know from watching the third person or the other perspective that was just the most ridiculous flick. That would have been so absurd. That was almost a 2v5.
Yep. So, obviously not the free round that Ghost once used. That one comes at a cost. They're going to have to take it on the chin. This gives a good chance for MIB to restabilize themselves.
Tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. Ghost, obviously, I'm sure they thought there for a second, like, can we pull off this buy here? But they got a plant. They have just enough that they can make sure they can buy next round. And so they've got to know that MIBR are going to be able to win this round. Most likely. They still have a chance with pistols, but most importantly, they get 1 or 2 kills.
Forward advancements here from Tarek. I am starting to sniff MIBR restabilizing. It's come down to the wire. Do not count it out. The individual plays here from Ghost are on point. When we see the skill from them, that's what has to be perfect. It needs to be just a great game plan, a clear indicator of preparation, and also everybody performing for Ghost, because pound for pound, MIBR are better.
Of course. The titles say it all. Yeah, I definitely, if I'm Ghost, I play this round out to the last second. Not prioritizing the bomb plant whatsoever. Simply trying to get the kills. But MIBR put them out like a lit cigarette. Now we're into round 7-5 alive for MIBR, looking strong. Looking very, very strong.
Yep.
Strong like Ox.
A defense that looks...
Is Wardell being dropped an op? He dropped a AK for somebody. Somebody bought him an op, yeah. And they still have a little bit of money left over, actually.
A little bonus.
It's going to be a big play. He's got 8 kills.
Steal a little late to the party, but still does get his purchase in. That's that one-day delivery.
Primed it. So what's the play here? Stabilizing at mid, one person to make sure no one's going to push up or get too aggressive. Very standard situation for MIBR. They've got window control 1 and B. Very standard stuff from both teams. A couple of players looking to set up smokes, but with a bomb not positioned anywhere to get to a site quickly, you wonder what their intention is. Finally, a fourth man comes back. Maybe they're going to use Kusta as a person to try to catch exits on A. They've also got 4 here. This is a good site to hit. Looking like a tasty morsel right now. Prime piece of baklava.
Oh! Sent packing. Wardell just nails Tarek to the wall. Kusta could be a nice late A lurk, but the bomb's going to go flying downwards because there was no time to react. The call is, I'm dead, please rotate. And there you have it. Kusta gets himself another. Now that's going to cause the MIBR squad to watch their flank, and while they do clear Kusta, they've got a bigger issue to deal with. 4 Ts on the site. That shot alone wins the round.
It's a whole different round. It's a whole different round if Tarek even gets away with that jump. Because he's in a position, they know his teammates are far away, he has the ability to delay. He has a whole strategy in mind for how he's going to delay for time, how he's going to fall back, how the other team won't be able to get to him. Like Sabroza from the bench, how he wasn't able to kill the player at empty pillar. He was going to be that player there that was going to be at a line too far, and the rotate would come in. Like, what can you do? He tried to do the safest jump possible and just got picked out of the sky.
He had a plan.
Monster shot from Roydell, just round winning.
He had a family. Gone but not forgotten. Tarek, 2018.
Prime piece of baklava.
Stewie 2K the only survivor, so his weaponry grandfathered forward.
Bang.
Bang. Wow. How is that not through a wall? I don't even see his face.
Yikes. Well, he definitely still won't be able to. Can't really base a strategy around that, but sometimes that's what it takes.
Oh,
Just
it's gonna be a fast one. Yep, just looking to disrupt them. We saw this on Cash. Once they started putting MIBR in a tricky position, once they knew that the communication was going to be important, they just picked up this pace so rapidly. And again, this kind of 4-1 scenario. Steele, he gets 1 kill and then goes down, sure enough. But what's important is that the bomb is already planted and the man advantage established from Ghost Gaming. MIBR, they could force the issue, they could go for it, but you know an intelligent team is going to weigh their options, and it's a tantalizing save. You're facing a reset, you haven't gotten a kill immediately, and now that it's down to 2, they should just call this off, you'd think. Fur a little hesitant at first, but he'll grab that sniper, and the double op setup survives.
Absolutely nasty stuff from Kusta. Took his spawn, ran with it, had great supporting flashes to jump out. Colt was totally blind, walking up to the balcony, and that's definitely one of the 2 best ways to kill Cold is if you never see him and if he can't see you. So
yeah. I liked as well the way that they used the grenades over top of ramp to try and get that utility from Cold. You saw him kind of like mid-transition within the bomb site, blinded and out of spot. Kind of a little lost for words and not anticipating that kind of a rapid pace from Palace.
dude, you can just tell by the way he's moving. He's going for this A ramp pick.
Yep.
There's a lot of people leading with him. Bomb dropped. How far does he go up? Molotov's a little deep. Could cost him. No damage dealt somehow. I don't even... Seemed like a legitimate wall bang right there. But instead he gets banged out. Oh, it can't see some bros off the corner of the smoke. At least the op gets recovered, but that's a quick 4-on-4.
Issue somewhat solved, but not entirely over. I'm sure the idea of pushing the smoke is tantalizing, but could also be so easily denied by Fur's positioning here. He waits. Kusta gets a kill, and oh man, Steele gets the best of him. The timing on the smoke, just as it began to fade, he finds him. And again, it's going to be this A split. The CTs are gone. This is a save, and Ghosts are going to double up the score 6-3.
So nutty, man. That was crazy. I don't even know. We don't know how the entry came down on the A site, but that had to be hard to get as well. Rear aggression on A with the CTs on full alert. And Steele also getting his kill. Didn't even seem like he absolutely needed to at this point, but that clearly locks up the save for sure.
It's this rapid pace, Launders. I mean, Ghosts, they're really setting it.
Yep. Streets 112. Never seen a 113. Me and Mark Rutsu.
I feel like this, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Vegas Squadron. When they just show up to the major after not playing any other events, and then suddenly they're just flying out onto bomb sites, Mach 10 rushes, just
not scared of anybody.
Exactly. Like it's kind of reminiscent of that, where it's not being shied away, it's not being curbed. And because MIBR are kind of on this shaky ground where they're facing economic woes, where they're having to save in these 2-3 survivor type situations, Ghost, they realize the opportunity they have right now. They realize that their team is on point, that they're hitting shots, and they're just going to go with the flow.
Now they know that 2 guns were saved, and if they're in tune with the money, they know that MIBR just don't have enough money to buy behind it, though they might have enough for one more gun and therefore might force up. They're playing this as like versus a force buy, basically. That's what they're going to classify how they set up on this round, and it's looking like a very fast beat split. coldzera in a good position to get a kill. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to believe he doesn't find one. And there it is. The first one comes down easy. Player into trade. Kusta picks the correct timing. A little bit too lucky for coldzera, who now is dead, forfeited cat control. And Tarek gets killed on the shoulder peak, going a little bit wider than I think he expected. Was still at risk of a wall bang, but now it's a 3-on-2. And so much time left. So much time, so many options. And no utility for MIBR.
Lackluster utility, but ample opportunities. Because of that time, they can wait.
One more for old time's sake.
Does he do it? Do they not learn? I think Wardell has a beautiful tweet not too long ago. Sooner or later, those who win are those who think they can. And with the confidence that we're watching Ghost utilize in some of these rounds, I truly do believe that they think they have this in the bag already. Molotov forces the movement. Fur does catch Kusta on his play up from Catwalk, and Ghost, well, they've played the time, but they have to go, and they will do so to the demise of Fur. Stewie, quick feet and faster fingers, grabs himself the AK. Upgrades into the gun, and that's a blindside from the Catwalk, killing Sabrosa and switching yet again. The ammo is low, and now he knows that Wardell's feet have hit the dirt, but the bomb is in the open. Wardell, he needs this plant, or even maybe the kill. It's going to be a rush from Stewie. He's going to try to close this gap, get that distance done. But Wardell, now armed with his gun, the flash bounces off, and oh, blink and you miss it.
My goodness.
Stewie 2K puts him to sleep and gets MIBR a 4th. Let's go. This Brazilian core, the 2 boys from NA, they're ready. They're ready to close this gap, and we all know they're capable too.
Yeah, Stewie knew exactly what he was getting into with that fight, and he had to hit the headshot, because if he only did body damage there, Wardell clicks, and that's it. Instant death on the same angle that Stewie wanted to fight him from. So very clean crosshair placement, amazing reaction, probably a pre-fire too, and that's definitely what MIBR needed to maybe get a little bit more hyped up. So what's Stewie gonna do? Really good in this connector position. Actually gonna pick up the op too. Did mad decent grenade, even better flick. Unreal shot. He'll take that damage all day.
Was certainly worth. Tarek pushes past and allows them to cross into the bomb site itself. I mean, sure, it costs coldzera his life, but this is Tarek's chance to strike, and he starts it with Neptune. Doesn't actually get the best of Sabrosa, and Kusta will punish him for it. But the push from Stewie is so aggressive. I mean, I feel like I'm watching him, and I know what he's thinking. He is sick and tired of these rounds going Ghost's way.
You can absolutely see that when Stewie plays.
He's taking it upon himself. Him and his teammates do have a one-man advantage over Ghost, who are very much pinned into this bomb site, but they're waiting for the CTs to make their moves and trying to punish any overstepping of the boundaries. But that boundary now crossed. For out the door, distraction made by door over towards Market, but oh my god, Wardell's gonna get away. Nope, never mind. That's Sabrosa who finds safety towards Cat. The bomb is in fact planted for him, and there's no smoke to go down on it, but the CTs block his vision, and he's going to try to play the timing. He needs this kill, and he lands it in the back. The spray down's not good for both, but the timing is on his side, so it seems. I'm wrong. And I'm more than happy to be so. Stewie with a fantastic clutch on a quarter health, saves the op, and saves his team yet again.
One more bullet, but the pressure was on for Stewie to hit that shot, and he did do it. Another 1v1 to bring him from 3 to 5, and that allows MIBR to get their economic standing in a good place. Credit score is good. They're ready for a mortgage.
Man, we are going blow for blow here, Mohan.
Tit for tat. Oh, you thought it was going to happen. That was actually such insane positioning from Wardell.
Oi. I would have watched Steel walk out a couple times here in middle and just die to that sniper. Can't quite get the best of MIBR in his positioning, but I feel like the apartments have been very successful for Ghost. This B site's been a primary target of theirs. Real estate's looking good. Tarek lies in wait.
You gonna get this?
Yeah, there we have it. Off of the drop, Sabrosa cleared, sidelined, and blindsided. Neptune sees the shadow. He knows what Tarek's doing.
The worst thing you could do is fall off, unfortunately for him. But Wardell's got an angle cover for him, which is really nice.
Gets him. I was going to say that's quite the tease, just playing with the shadow like that, but...
Oh my... Come on.
Wardell!
He hit him too!
This is insane!
Oh boy, he finished him!
Fallen's going to get up close now, and a good headshot onto Neptune does destroy the opportunity to plant this bomb. It's still sitting back inside of the apps, but a great grenade does continue to chip away on Fallen. He repositions to his demise. It falls to coldzera 1v2. He has a huge health advantage, but the T's have 15 seconds to plant, and Bomb is still up above. They need to find a way to get him in or take Cold out. Another one for Ghost. Wardell is just on one tonight.
That was so insane. The flick he wasn't ready for. He was basically falling off this angle.
What is this?
What is even... He was just not ready. He was going to reposition. He was looking for another peek. He hits
That was
that
a hit.
shot too.
That was the kill.
And then he kills Stewie. Oh my god.
Is he allowed to do that?
Come on, man. Give him a raise every round.
Wardell. Matthew Bowman.
Matthew Oppen.
Yeah. That bow looking more like a laser beam. Damage onto Fallen. We've got an MIBR strap for cash yet again. This is Ghost looking to establish a 3-point lead, but you cannot sleep on MIBR in rounds like this. Never forget, despite having rounds advantage, who you are playing.
MIBR.
I like that Fur just then decides to call it quits. Gets up to the back of Palace. We see the rotations coming in. Heavier presence towards B site. Little movement to the top of connector. If that connector player goes down, then A is open for the taking. They'll have to deal with Fur eventually, but what's he going to do? Contest with an CZ? He might make some late play, surprise them with some timing. And if they head towards B, if they get funneled in this direction, then sure enough, they're going to find the numbers advantage of MIBR, but the first one's taken down easily. Wardell giving cover, a little bit of support goes a very long way. And Tarek can't stay where he's standing. Burnt into the open, another death comes in. coldzera's still alive with that ump. The only weapon that MIBR had, and it gets absolutely nothing done. Damage is good, but it's not enough. 5 alive for Ghost.
And they get another 2 rounds, so that money actually counts for something. MIBR getting nothing there. Not even kill rewards, and are extremely low. 2K apiece, 3 on Fallen. He wants an op. I don't even know what they do here. Spend as little as possible, it looks like, is the strat. Extremely clean anti-eco, where we saw Ghost decide to go mid up cat. Ended up working out extremely well, and this one might be a quickie as well. This is always an interesting duel through the fence. Oh, Stewie knows.
He knows how screwed he is once he walks up that ramp.
Yeah,
sure
right.
enough, of course the timing screws him over even more so.
When it rains, it pours.
This is looking like back-to-back rounds with all 5 alive here for Ghost.
This is like back-to-back maps, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we said that there was a potential to have 2 O's across the night, but
Yeah, that's
I
true.
would be
At least that
lying
prediction stands true.
if I said this was going to happen. And it's not over. We will still have MIBR on another T side. But there's definitely some conviction and something convincing about what Ghosts are up to right now.
No doubt. One more chance, time to leave it all on the table. MIBR will buy up. They've got the single op of the round in the hands of Stewie. I think he's one of the best connector oppers around. He's super good at this position. Knows exactly how much he can get out of it, and it's a position where you have to be one of those players like we're talking about Nekas, ready to be in the chaos at all times because there's so many nades coming your way. I'm not sure where he's actually opting from cat right now, so might have got there via the jump. Sabrosa here just denying any pressure over at B. They have been bullying Tarek round after round. Not typically a player that you could just bully.
No, not at all. Generally tends to put up some numbers. And is a solid holder on this position. He certainly has the support for it around him. But maybe it's just with the consistency of this hit. I mean, poor B players, right? Normally they're not all that tested.
Yeah, they usually don't get much action. Usually very boring place to be.
Tarek would like less action, please.
Yeah, it's too much this time.
He will still be playing back by bench. He's got that closer, safer corner. They're trying to draw terrorists into the clamp of Coldzera. He's on the golden arch. Looking to serve it up like McDonald's. They go past him thanks to the flashbangs. Tarek's also burning, so he's down to 20 health, and then deleted are both the defenders. I mean, that execution is so based on the positioning that Tarek has been using. We saw him change his spot from apps to the back of bench. Everybody is just dead in what looks like mere seconds. This last 15th round, they've got to go for the retake between Fur and Fallen. Not the F words I'm sure MIBR are thinking right now. He hits him again.
Yes,
it's not even fair. It's illegal, you'd think, but we'll see if he can put the nail in the coffin. There is still a chance here for MIBR, and then as I say that, it is stripped straight away. 10-5 as we do switch sides. And it's MIBR's turn on the offense.
I've never seen a team go B this many times, let alone get away with it so many times. They were consistent. That was the flick, actually. Extremely nice.
There was a lot of nice op shots in this round from both teams.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, man. That was one bullet away.
Oh, he hit him twice in that duel.
Yeah.
That makes it all the better because I thought, Sabrosa's spam shot, it's going well, but for Stewie to have to hit him twice, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Props to Stu, deserves the kill.
Man, there was a pretty good A take in there, too. MIBR, 2 of the rounds they won were clutches by Stewie, rounds 3 or 4 and 5. And then who won the pistol? Oh, no, Ghosted that.
Yeah. It was 3 rounds straight, 3 rounds for MIBR, 3 rounds for Ghost, 2 for MIBR, and then the last 3. So just this constant exchange, right? There was no economic resets. There was not that many pistol rounds. It was very much just kind of a back and forth affair.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can ask for the same of the second half. Something I would love to see. Definitely a map we see MIBR and a map that they would like to pick sometimes. So I'm kind of curious how proficient they are in a very atypical matchup. One we're not going to see very often, so it's definitely been a pleasure so far being able to cast this series.
Yeah, an absolute pleasure. I mean, I actually casted their games versus Navi as well for the DreamHack Stockholm B stream. So, I keep seeing Ghost kind of prop up at these events, and I keep anticipating like, oh, they're capable of good things, but it's going to be a loss. And I repeat myself, and well, things are a changing.
Yeah, I feel like Ghosts are definitely at the point where they deserve an invite because they're going to put up a better show than a team that can just beat everyone in a qualifier.
Yep. I'm right there with you, Mohan.
Let's start with Pro League Finals, huh? Skip the season.
Would be a treat, but so could this pistol round. I think MIBR should never be counted out. I never sleep on them until I see 16. Wardell immediately going to change positions. He knows what's coming his way, and it is the flurry of MIBR. They've already entirely taken this bomb site. The CTs with a heavy cat presence, and Wardell's alone. I think it's very important that he stays alive, so the fact that he continues to fall off is nice to see. But the bomb is planted, and it is ticking pretty quickly. Sabrosa's the casualty. Nice double from Stu. Very well done, but it is not done. MIBR continue to kill, and there you have it, folks. 4 alive, and a solid B execute to kick off this T side. Very capable of coming back are the Brazilian core.
Splitting pistols once again, this time not as much of a round lead, but even in that last map, I mean, Ghost completed both halves with a much better round ratio than MIBR. Much stronger, much stronger. So, what happens now? Gusta's got a flash in hand. Dig as well for
Nice flash. Nobody makes the most of it. Steel did have a couple of chances, but just can't connect the deagle to the brains. MIBR just kind of sink back a little here. You don't want to overextend this mid control because you don't know if Ghost actually repositioned or if they are still all sitting here, which is the case. Still, they'll fall one by one, disconnected, rejected, and dealt with quite swiftly. This is a 7th for MIBR, and I feel like we're going to see that gap close incredibly quick.
It almost certainly feels like it if things go as planned, obviously. We'll be at 9. And another sitter of a round for Ghost Gaming. And you can always get quite creative on Mirage. Lots of different eco strats that you can use. Again, it's not a map that you can get info for free that easily. And if call the right stack, it can pay off. Looks like it's going to be mid presence. Everyone taking their best mid spawn, so I'm going through connector. A couple people poking into the window. Sabrosa comes out with a frag. Kozera and Tarek combine in tandem for a couple of headshots, and Steel is now left all on his own in connector, getting spammed through a wall. That's not the way you want to die. You want to at least be able to put up a fight. But that's a clean 8th. MIBR lose 1. 2 rounds the difference now. MIBR are hot on the heels of Ghost Gaming.
Of course.
Op immediately comes out.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because it's important immediately to see Wardell with it.
What a player, man. What a player. Let's see what the execute is. 4 men at A. 1 top mid, potentially for that opposite triple late flank. Actually moved his way to BF, so maybe he wants to jump out window. Another way to approach this. Consistent way for the run throw is always good.
First kills Kustas. That's dealing with the one sole B lurker. Wardell into the Chris J. He's going to pick himself up 2. This is a solid hold. Complete and utter denial on the A site. Ops on point, and the teammates are nearby to help.
From triple. Yeah, easy 3-piece. Really nice on that last shot. Barely shown a limb. And this is obviously very clean. And because he has teammates to help him, this spot becomes a lot more fortified, where even if you get spammed down, some people's attentions will be turned away. They can't spend their entire time trying to kill you with the op, and hopefully on your 1 peak they can hit that headshot. But other than that, it can be relatively safe versus the execute. Right now, this is going to be a good chance to get a frag. Easy to fall off as well. Switch places with a rifle, but 3 players go down and A to follow it.
Yeah, nice follow-up from MIBR. They do not let Ghost Gaming try and fall back to reap the benefits of their labor. Stewie looking to put a nail in the coffin, but no, it is Sabrosa to still stand at least for a few more seconds here. He'll swap weapons and try to escape, but little does he realize he is already boxed in. He's not going to get that far. Ooh. Does actually manage a frag versus Furt. 9 health now, his difference. But this is sick. This is Ghost Gaming, sure enough, picking up a gun round only to be answered by MIBR.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes losing a round to make the reset happen can actually be a blessing in disguise.
It can sometimes, yeah. We'll see if that is going to be the case. Saving that gun would have obviously been massive. There's kind of an opportunity to buy here, but it would be a real force, and we haven't seen Ghost go that low, so like when it's not an absolutely critical moment, right? But they also haven't lost enough rounds in the series that we've watched for them to be enticed to make a decision like that, so. Got a match pause called. Hopefully it's attack. And we'll find out soon what new strats are going to come into the fold. See what happens now. MIBR with the 9 rounds, they can kind of do what they want. They still have a way to set the pace for the entirety of the T side. If it's to go to mid and wait in the default to see if they can win that constantly, or if it's to fall back into their A executes, which they've done twice already. 1 working out swimmingly, 1 not so much. And as for Ghost, and they can probably save that. Have that spill over to the next round when there's more on the line. More guns to go up against.
some utility, which could most certainly be used coupled with this mid push. They already go right up to the box, but it is pushed back even faster. Still, there is further damage. Kusta had vision over top of the smoke. Nice little use of the fence there, but now he's on full display. Does he still win this duel? It is close. Way too close for comfort. And I would say Wardell is done for, but I think he's deserved a benefit of the doubt after what he's already accomplished here tonight.
Oh my gosh.
At least the kill to Fallen.
If I see those nades, I assume it's Cat.
Tarek's turned his back. What?
He was completely in there. That was not a dismount.
Wingardium Leviosa. That's just straight up magic. All right. You don't question it. You
Why
just
not?
move forward. Ghost double op setup right
Things
away.
happen.
Back in with their utilities as well. Curious to see how this one unfolds, because obviously now that lead has been cut down to a single round. And it's only one bullet as well that needs to take Cold's life. What do you do about that?
You can't do anything. You just got to walk it off. Your mind's being blown every single round now. It seems like my mind's so blown up. I don't know. There's no more mind to blow up, Connor.
No, you're splattered on the walls. We're gonna need a cleaning crew here in the studio. Speaking of splattered, it is Sabrosa and Stewie, the next two down for the count, and a smoke grenade that allows for Fur to get himself into jungle. Now, whoa, a fading smoke actually plays to the favor of Steel. Now, despite being fully blind, Tarek can't connect anything further, and Fallen has already been revealed, so these CTs will start to clasp down on him. Another for Ghost.
Absolutely fantastic round. Obviously starts out with a shot that you can't anticipate, a shot that you can't expect, but it was a good angle clear from Wardell. Just the only way to throw a connector Molotov is to show yourself, and the only way that teams will throw that safely is to throw a smoke, but a smoke can be permeated, especially so by an op. And that comes down to timing, and that is just unfortunate for that one player that has to deal with that. Now we do have Neptune, who, okay, I think he's bought up, or he didn't die last round. Oh, he's back in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to go. Let's finish his serial. Did a page of homework. Back in the server.
Double check Mixer 16. Woohoo! Dancing with the Deagle. Dueling versus death. Does manage to get away. However, it's then Fallen to peek out aggressively. Steal away a kill. Stewie. Not spotted by Steel, who just throws himself off into the open, and it's a couple of CZs that turn this one back. If only that gun didn't go dry. It's still the 2 versus 2, and Fur, unbeknownst to him, Sabrosa is actually hiding inside of the palace. He's split these two Ts, and now he's got the bomb, and it is Ghost to continue on a 3-point lead.
3-point lead.
Just as MIBR get back into this, they are strapped for cash and sent a little packing. There's the technical, so...
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a tech timeout as we figure out what's happened here.
Something with Neptune, I'd bet.
Internet gets pulled.
It's past his bedtime.
Past his bedtime is the problem.
But Mom, there were delays.
That was a very solid round. It did come close, and it came close even though it was on the USP, so MIBR still by here.
Yeah.
Which is something good. But Ghost will definitely need their 5th.
And we'll wait for him. He's given us enough to talk about. He deserves to be catered
for
to.
sure. That 1v3 on Cash was hot.
Wow, that was so sick.
We hot.
Job's not done yet, of course, but it is looking good. Again, plays into the favor that the economy game for MIBR, I think, has been a big issue tonight. Throughout both maps, there have been times where they were limited by money. The funds, not so fun to deal with.
Exactly. So fond of low funds. There he is as he pops back into existence. Hopefully the money's all straight and we can get this game underway. Music changes its tone. And Ghost will get in the zone. They're
Atmosphere
close.
set.
They've not only gotten close now, they've shown they can do it on CT side. Oh, it's another save, actually. I didn't even know that their money was so bad. Did they force last round?
Forfeiting a 14th, so it seems, unless it's a highway robbery, but middle of the first point of contention does in fact lead to Tarek's opening kill, and then Kusta just pushes up alone. He's got only the support of Steel with an AWP, so you'd think that MIBR trickle past.
Oh, they didn't expect someone to have to be ready with the smoke. They're canceling here. It's kind of an opportunity here because Wardell did not have a fast rotate and he only had the op. So definitely the bomb goes down if they jump out, but they don't know that. The rotates haven't occurred. There's still 2 on A. Steel says hold tight. He's going to go check on this. This might come down to a pistol duel.
A warning shot sent careening past his head.
Oh, this is a strong spot. M4, Palace control. Oh, I think you saw that. That's one player, and the rest come out A ramp. He can hang out here for a second.
It will continue in silently. That rotate up from CT spawn could actually be caught off guard. Yeah, first shot's a miss. Now he's gonna have to deal with it up close, right in his face. He sees the shoulder fur tapped away by the USP. Another, because Neptune comes back into the equation, and so it's a health and man advantage here to the favor of Ghost. They know where MIBR are at, and the bomb is in fact on full display. They've managed to take control of A, but they don't have the plant. They need it, and they'll get their paws on it. Tarek gonna punch in the digits and do so for the connector side. Here comes Stewie back into the equation, leaving it all on the double op setup, and both of those snipers have to push in through spawn. Steel leads the charge and leads by example. Tarek down, but Stewie still up and more than capable, we know it. Smoke goes past his head and Steel rails him with the op. That is a 14th and a great effort from MIBR.
Absolutely.
With the tools they had to work with, they put up a solid fight.
Yeah, they had absolutely nothing. The only thing is, like, as they came into B, if they didn't throw, if they knew they had a smoke to throw on that Molotov, they could have run through it. They ran through partial part of the first Molotov, and then the second one they didn't expect. They also didn't expect to be so ready as a unit, and they would have been going in on Wardell 5v3. Definitely picked up an op, picked up a gun along the way as well, and instead tried to hightail it back to A. Almost made the most of it there. Wardell, oh wow, thought he was gonna get a kill after falling off, but Steel with an op. It's gonna help contribute. 4-4 now. This could be for match point. 3 players kind of roaming right now, trying to figure out exactly what the best course of action is. And if they push through a ramp, they might be able to see the bomb. That would be extremely awkward for the offense in this situation, but it seems like they just want to escort and leave.
Gut punch.
Good timing to come and check out the Palace.
First denied. It looks like Sabrosa actually wants to go a little bit further, or he'll float the idea of just repositioning here. You don't want to actually offer anything up when you are this close, this near to the cusp of a win. Not that it's going to be easy. The CTs won't be sniffed out by Fallen just yet, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to have eyes on him, and therefore he may actually get the angle from above. Looks like Sabrosa's somewhat prepared, but he keeps looking away. And there they make eye contact, and it does go to the favor of Fallen. Headshot instantaneous. 35 seconds, and Coldzera comes in from the ladder room, but Neptune looks to strike. Silently moving forward like a ship in the night. How does he deal with the man underneath? Because he sees the flash go past, takes the high ground. He's spotted and dealt with. Tarek crucially comes in from the corner and leaves it on Kusta alone. Deep grenade clears Fallen. Second kill is taken by Tarek, but now he needs to deal with the falling Coldzera. He nails it. What? Cold, just one step too fast, flies out into the open and gives himself up. Mohan, this is map point. This is 5 match points.
Another clutch, another 1v3.
Ridiculous.
He goes with a nade. He kills Fallen opping. I don't know how that happened, but he hit the first bullet headshot, so credit there. And then Cold realizes the bomb is called at his planet default. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta get ahead of this clutch. And Kusta's prepared. He absolutely knows exactly where he's gonna come from, and that was it. So now we're into what could be the last round of the game. MIBR still have money for it, but the chances are just looking slim at this point. So far, a stellar CT side.
Trying to work to the side of 2 smoke grenades. Wardell double scoped in. Fur lurks to the bottom of mid. Not going to be finding anything. Steel's repositioning. And they are going to find footing up connector. They double back towards ramp as well. So MIBR are going to have a strong presence into the A site, but it all comes down to the kills, and Cold kicks it off convincingly. Another one lined up. That is Neptune put to sleep. 5 versus 2. MIBR will not go down just yet.
Oh, Cold's not ready to die. That was a really nasty entry. The man in CT all the way in the back just probably didn't even see him. Then went ahead, kept the aggression high. Easily sprayed down our men under Balk. That's an instant save for Ghost Gaming. But it's early into the bomb. I think Ghost buy no matter what here. Oh no, they don't. They're actually quite low. So relatively important post part of the round. But MIBR are taking their time. It seems like these two will live to fight another day.
4 more, Mohan. 4 more to force overtime.
They've done it before.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, they've been here plenty of time. One of those teams that just doesn't go down until you've got the stake through the heart. And then some. But just an annihilation on that A site. Really nicely done by Coldzera as he flew out through ramp. Picked up the kills as he had to.
Yeah, they went ahead for the buy. So they're supporting. They've got Wardell with the op. That's a great reason to buy in any situation. Even if you got literal USPs alone. Steel seeks out that info. Just barely misses an opportunity to spot Fur, who makes his way all the way up into connector. And Wardell from the perch is in a pretty precarious spot. But that kill comes out early enough. No one in Palace to try to capitalize. And now, once again, Ghost Gaming up a man.
But Cackwat's under question. There's so many players trickling past. Steel caught in the open by 2. Fallen and Coldzera will combine. And then Fallen's going to take this chance to try and assume some map control. Anticipates getting ahead of players, but it's in fact Coldzera to go down. And now they are outnumbered 2-1. Bomb left alone towards the middle. Sabrosa with a fantastic flank, but he doesn't pull the trigger. So there is still a chance for MIBR to walk past here. They continue on this expedition. They move this one forward, and Fallen honed in on the site, nails another frag. Sabrosa just cannot catch the man up Cat, but Tarek tagged to 40. He decides to linger on, and Sabrosa, he could die because of this. Yes, the headshot's there. Just timing and jumping the trigger on that UMP will cost him. They planted the bomb on top of it. An excellent op shot connects to the legs of Neptune. He is damaged, but not yet down. Bomb ticking halfway past already. And these CTs need to find their footing inside of the site. Wardell does have that kit, but it's the utility that could be the biggest problem. It's the spam and the damage. They've dropped it. They've actually managed to take this down to only Tarek. Remember, alive because Sabrosa choked. And there's the first kill. There's the trade. The defuse is not good because there's no time. Launders, we continue.
It comes so close in the end, but I cannot stop thinking about Sabrosa just letting that kill go. First of all, Sabrosa could definitely have just dealt with that at the top of mid. They had the man advantage. He obviously wanted to know where they were going and just tell his teammates to rotate. They could have still done that and got the kill. But then the funniest part is when he ends up shooting in like a way worse situation when he's still on a flank on Cat.
Yeah. Has the trigger discipline the first time, way too jumpy on the second. So it's USPs to give MIBR 13. What's that, sorry?
He used up all the trigger discipline.
Yeah, it ran out.
You got a bar in the round.
Yeah. It ran out.
Oh, man. If that's the reason we go to OT, that is yikes.
2 more to go. Ghost will invest this time. Now, obviously incredibly close in that previous chance. Really does come down to a sliver of a difference. The double ops are out. The utility is nowhere to be found, and those ops are on shaky legs. Glass cannon.
Whoa.
Wardell dancing with death here inside mid because there is presence from the T's.
That was actually lucky. I think he tried to jump out of the window to go towards connector as a molly came in, and then he luckily didn't jump far enough. Probably could have caught out in the open. Now all the T's pouring back into mid, potentially. Oh, looks like the bomb's going to peel off, make its way to the A site. Split's coming out. And do they put pressure on, what looks like Cat, but it's going to end up just being ladder room control.
Duels each way. Even keel.
That's kind of a jig is up kill, you know, where you see that there's a connector smoke and then cap presence. So it looks like MIBR are going to try to go B, but now that's out of the bag.
55 seconds to make their move.
Oh, the op all alone. Will it fall right into the arms of steel?
He's got to hit this shot, but he's got to do so before his back line is completely exposed. You can see another CT just floating around the ticket booth, but that one is crucial because it's bomb. Now Steel's going to sit on it like a goose egg. And Sabrosa, he's going to try to lock down this cross. Steel overwhelmed by 2. He does not decide to play the cover. He goes out into the open, and that affords this T side a chance to plant the bomb. What are Ghost up to with mid control, but nobody towards their own spawn itself? They're continuing to topple. They have fumbled this play. There was a huge chance at this, and now it's still in question, don't get me wrong, but it does not look nearly as convincing. The ladder room player is a very real problem. With no smoke to go down on bomb, it's going to have to be a 1 duel times 2. The ramp player is traded straight back. Kusta's got the op. He needs to land the shot. Coldzera, exposed on the catwalk, is just playing with this idea, and Kusta needs to nail him. He's got to do it now. He's missing shot after shot. What is this? Other than a choke. 14 rounds for MIBR, and this map could be going to OT.
I can't do this. I don't even know how to feel right now. He didn't click because he was on it. And he had trouble clicking, for sure. That's what happened. But he missed, Connor. He missed, I
don't know. Just kill him, man.
Round 30, Connor. Hype it up.
Kill him. He's there.
That's anyone's game,
This
right?
is the best part. Now it's getting frantic. Now it's getting crazy. Let's take the strategies, the composure, and throw it out the window. Let's just get wild. Let's get a little freaky. Quick fight, top of middle, 4 versus 4. Does Neptune fall off? Or does Steel just decide to unleash this beast? First man's distracted. He saw first barrel turn the other way. This is it. This is it. This is the advantage Ghost could utilize. But MIBR, they still have so much time. And we've seen these situations before. We've seen it unfold this way, with Ghost having themselves what looks like a promising and tantalizing scenario, only to let it go.
3v4. They've got to figure this out. They've got mid at least evacuated, but it's been evacuated because they don't need it anymore. They've done their due diligence. They've cleaned it out. They've got their 2 kills. They can play fully passive positions, and they need to go just 1 for 1. And they have this wrapped up. Sabrosa alone, though, with the UMP in the B site. 1 quick rotate in. And he's going to certainly have to contribute.
Damage is still going out. It's just continued to be cut down. It all falls to Stewie now, and he doesn't have that much health. 3 targets to take, 30 seconds to do so. And it looks like Ghost Gaming are about to 2-0 MIBR. Unless Stu can do anything, but he can't, because there you have it, folks. Ghost Gaming winning on Mirage, taking it the distance, pulling on our heartstrings, but ultimately delivering on what is a double map win.
Absolutely one of the best teams in the region. Obviously, this is a 2-0 that's going to pay off for them near the end of the season if it does come down to a close standing. And what can you say? We're correct, 2-0.
I mean, we could say that Ghosts have definitely kicked this one off in unbelievable fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, for you to start, again, your season on a double win versus one of the top contenders is huge. What do you do now when you get to play the likes of those bottom kind of tiers, right? The bottom feeders.
Blow it.
Yeah, just blow it out of the water. That's what happened here. I'm still flabbergasted.
Yeah, no, that's unreal. I honestly, after those last 2 rounds, like 28 and 29, I was like, they're just going to screw this up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how can
yeah.
you even come back from that mentally?
I mean, it's not the first time we've seen those kinds of cracks, right? It does happen to teams like that. And OT could have been a whole other beast, but this time they shut it down, and that's further progress, not only in the teams that they're toppling, but in the fashion that they do so.
Well, some may have said blame Canada, but it could have been blame Kusta if we managed to go to overtime after all them misses, because what was going on there towards the end, lads? Like you said, he was on the bomb, right? He stuck there, but the shots he was making, they were like, you could just tell he was under pressure. He was feeling it from there, because that was a crazy situation to be in. But they managed to get it done. We sit in a 2-0 scenario, and we're looking at a very scary Ghost Gaming if they can keep this up.
No, I'm terrified if I'm any team, just because of how hard they're working for these wins, you know? I'm just like, who wants to go up against someone who's trying this hard?
Sometimes you can just tell, like, getting on over the finish line can be the hardest part, right? I mean, those couple of last rounds, they literally threw them away, didn't they? But looking at the game in the big picture, what a great first half from Ghost. I mean, gotta say this, though. MIBR did give a lot of opportunities for Ghost early on in that half. I thought there was a lot of peeking, a lot of overextending from MIBR's side, giving entries to Ghost that they otherwise wouldn't have had. But in the later stages of that T half, they actually executed almost to perfection. I mean, there was a B hit where just the pace that they were flashing and Molotoving in so that the CTs on that bomb side had nowhere to go. Well, it's just great to see. I mean, they literally just wiped out the defense one by one and made it look easy by doing it.
Well, I got to say, what a fantastic way to open up the day. We got 2 zeros across the board, but what a way to end it here. MIBR looking, obviously, understandably, okay, we can give them the whole reason of you've just flown black. You're in a situation where you've just had a great game against Astralis. You're obviously an easy team to research. I'm being kind at this point. I'm trying to give them some redemption potential. Yeah, really trying to help them out. But you got to give it up to Ghost, right? Because it was Wardell on point across the whole series. Kusta stepping up towards the end. The 3v1 clutches he was managed to pull off, not once, but twice within one game. That was just one map that he was able to do this on. That's a scary roster now with skill and the tactical backing. I would just love to see what it's going to be when it comes against the teams that they more regularly face, who are kind of aware of their tendencies going into it.
Also, you cannot disregard the fact that basically Stewie kept MIBR in the game in the first half. He won 2 crucial one-on-ones that kept them in it because they would have been reset. They eventually did get reset, and that was the cue for Ghost to run away with the half. But it could have gone way more ugly had he not been able to clutch those. So big kudos to Stewie for bringing it for his team. But yeah, I mean, the storyline here definitely is that Ghost are super prepared. The way they execute is just really, really, really good. That first map, Cash, I want to go back to that, Cash, for a little bit, just because of the fact that I was super, super excited to see the way that they managed to kind of bait MIBR to do these proactive plays and then just super well punish them. This time around, it was more MIBR. Felt to me like in the first half, the first part of it especially, I just saw a little bit like, I don't know, lack of discipline, maybe a little bit of frustration here and there, trying to go for a little bit of hero plays, losing the numbers, and then, you know, Ghost would again run away with those opportunities that they were given. But just seeing the way that they executed towards the end of it was just really, really cool. And then obviously the other half, the second half, you know, all the clutches, showcasing that resilience, it's always good. Obviously, it took a bit of time for them to close it out, but you know, they got over the finish line in the end. So that's the only thing that matters. They got 2-0, 2 victories to start off the season.
And I would also say that just there was not enough reactive plays coming out from MIBR. Too much relying on just the individual skill and not enough adapting to what Ghost is doing. But we can look at our final standings as we finish day 1 here at the ESL Pro League North American seasons, and look at it on your screen. Renegades, a huge convincing start, 16-3. They ended at 16-7. United looking very sloppy there. We saw a similar scenario from Luminosity, who just couldn't get it together against Rogue. Rogue with a new player in, being their in-game leader, looking strong across the board. But the big one that I'm sure people will be talking about for weeks to come is MIBR not falling once, but twice to Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, I think the key takeaways from as we see tomorrow's games here, from today has to be Renegades looking sharp. You know, brand new lineup, Gratisfaction, and Leah's coming in playing really, really well. Obviously, the downfall of MIBR here, but on the contrary, if you want to stay positive, Ghost playing really super well, like we just went through. And obviously Rogue, you know, even though they lost their in-game leader, their main opper, they still did their fundamentals super well. At the same time, Luminosity probably quite underwhelming to what we were expecting.
Now, day 2, what will be coming up tomorrow? We get to see NRG hot off the press. They're coming back from New York, taking on Ghost. That'll be an interesting one because, again, Ghost will be able to do a lot of research on NRG. Luminosity versus MIBR. A full Brazilian lineup against a half Brazilian lineup. A little bit of rivalry in there. Can Made in Brazil bounce back? And then we get Rogue versus Renegades. Both teams coming off with their wins today, but can they do it against each other? How's it going to go? some close games to be had there once again.
Yeah, I mean, that NRG Ghost, that's an intriguing one.
After today, I'm sitting there like,
Yeah.
okay, what can they bring to the table now?
For me, that's the game of the day,
Ooh,
honestly.
and we get to start with it.
Yeah, no.
Full energy. We won't be here at 6 in the morning going, because that's one thing, right? We were not delusional by the end of this. We were still able to stay focused and ready. And it was actually Ghost managing to do it. Because at one point, we definitely thought the scores were the wrong way around.
Yeah, no. Tom Eric was coming to our lounge, green room in there, and said, wait, what's going on here?
This is not what we expected.
It's one of those things, you know. But no, and it's all down to Ghost playing great Counter-Strike. Obviously, not the best MIBR, but still, you got to give a lot of credit for Ghost for that kind of performance.
Well, this was the road to Odense, and this is only day one. There's so much more to come, and we'll be having our finals there in Denmark, in Odense. And last time around, it was absolutely amazing. Just a city full of technology, future, and so much promise in it. This has been day one of the North American ESL Pro League. Come back tomorrow for day two. I've been James Banks. I've been joined by Natu, Launders, and Scrawny, and you will not want to miss all the action tomorrow.